that is one very important information that we need to have. And because we are now able to move around, the restriction, if you like, that have kept a lot of people at the level where they need to go out for their daily bread, especially people who don't work in offices and have to be paid monthly or weekly. Now everybody can go out. If you're a truck pusher, if you're a water seller, if you're going to the market, whatever it is, you need to fend for yourself. So basically, in layman terms, a lot of responsibility of feeding oneself is no longer an issue of palliative. That is my take on it, because you see, in life, there are sacrifices that we always have to make, and there are choices. There are sacrifices that come with the choices that we make. So I have two gadgets going now. So I hope that if one runs out of space, which is a shock to me, but that's what I'm getting, then I have no choice but to continue with the other one. I hope both of them don't go. Okay. Now, so that is the area of lockdown and no lockdown. I wish all of us safety. I wish that we will take this responsibility seriously, the responsibility of wearing face mask, the responsibility of not going out unless it is absolutely necessary that you go out, and don't receive visitors if you don't have to, if it is not important. Don't go to parties if it is not important. So these are choices that you and I have to make for ourselves. These are choices that you and I have to make for our children and our wards and our grandchildren if they are under the age of 18, or if they live under your roof. If they live under your roof and they are above the age of 18, they will have to abide by what you say, because COVID-19 does not ask questions. So having said that, I think that everybody by now must have heard about COVID-19. Everybody by now must have an opinion about COVID-19, but it depends on the opinion that you have about COVID-19. I definitely will continue to self-distance, and I will advise everybody to continue to self-isolate, self-distance if you think it is what you want to do, and if you choose that it is not what you want to do, that's your choice. It's not anybody else's. It's not anybody else's choice. So having said that, I want to go to the fact that the governor of Rivers State have released the sum of 450 million naira. If I am correct, I'm not in government. I read it online like everybody else. So if this be the case, then the governor definitely have, again, in my opinion, have lived up to his promise to Rivers people when these killings of the people across Rivers State, but particularly the people in Abonema to whom he has released the funds. He made a promise when he came for the memorial commemoration of the service of the people that were massacred, shot, killed in Abonema by people who felt that the presidential election must be won in Abonema no matter what happens, even if people have to die, that the election must be won there. Well, man proposes, God disposes. Yes, they succeeded in killing people. I don't blame them. I blame the people in my community that put politics, any politics, whether politics of PDP or politics of APC or any politics for that matter above the lives and property of my people, above the life and property of my family members in Abonema. So if this is what the governor has done, I thank him. And also the people that should take responsibility. And we must not forget that people were murdered, were killed just because they wanted to exercise their basic human right to choose whom they will vote for. But as God will have it, even though the people of Abonema were disenfranchised at the presidential election, they also didn't get their way. The election was not held, so the vote of Abonema people was not forcefully taken away from them against their will and given to somebody majorly that they didn't want. I'm not saying that a few people would not have voted for the presidential candidate that they were pushing for, but definitely more people would have voted the other way. So having said that, the only thing I want to say on this issue, where it concerns the money, is to our traditional rulers, the chiefs, the head of war-canoe houses, the head of compounds, the head of wards, whatever ward, whether it's a PDP ward, whether it's APC ward, whatever, that they must do the way that the governor has said. That is to say that whatever the governor has said, whichever way that this money should be dispensed, is the way that this money should be dispensed. Now, if you did not lose a relative, if this killing did not affect you, if your house was not part of the property that was destroyed, if your brother, your uncle, your in-law, somebody related to you was not in that in that heinous crime where people were killed, it will be on your heart and on your conscience if you go forward and collect from that 450. It is not political money. It is not party money. It is not Council of Chiefs money. It is not women leaders money. It is not youth leaders money. It is money for the people that lost their lives and their dependents. That is what that money is for. For people who maybe bullet shattered their window, and if they want to claim, they should claim it, the cost of the bullet. The people that survived should be able to get money from there for their medical bill that they have paid, and for what other else assistance that should go to them. That money is not community money. In my opinion, it's not political money, it's not community money, it's not for everybody. It is for the people that were affected by this killing, so that we don't find ourselves in controversy, because our people are used to bringing controversy to themselves. If you were not affected and you come out and somebody now starts saying Besola or Wari Alagbala or Tuofia or Mebofia, if you put yourself in that position, the disgrace is your own. You cannot call Wike, because palliative, I saw palliatives that they were sending. At least I saw the pictures. If it's untrue, then let the people who put out the pictures be the liars, as my people will say. If it is not true, then let the people who put out the pictures be the liars. But if it is true, that those trucks of palliatives went to Akukutoru, went to Asaritoru, and went to Delga, then it is a shame, it's a thing of shame for anybody, because of politics, to drive the narrative that palliatives did not get to Calabari people. That palliatives did not get to. Let me not call any other ethnic people, but my own. Let me not call any other Ijo clan, but my own. Let me not call any other community, but my own. I'm a Calabari person, and if you say that I cannot speak for Calabari people, then I can speak for Abonema. If Abonema say I cannot speak for them, I will speak for Briggs compound. If Briggs compound say I cannot speak for them, I will speak for Ebel's Gate people. Even if they, my blood, say I cannot, I will speak for myself. I will speak for myself. So even if I'm only speaking for myself, this broadcast is enough. My views are being put out there. What I believe in, the things I can stand to defend is what I am putting out here. And so I don't want to, it will be such a shame for me as an Abonema daughter, as a Calabari daughter, as an Ijo daughter, as a River State daughter, to hear that my people have started fighting over this money that have been released. This is the only time I'm going to discuss this issue and this matter. Because if we don't demonstrate our capacity to wisdom, and I grew up knowing that Calabari people are very wise people. Our movement from one place to the other over the centuries until we ended up in Abonema from Elem Calabari, until we ended up in until our people ended up in Buguma. All Calabari people have relatives in the other Calabari part of the Calabari kingdom. So if we are not able to speak with one voice, if we are not able to agree with ourselves that if a Buguma man is somewhere, then an Abonema man is there. If an Abonema man is somewhere, a Tombia man is there. If a Kula man is somewhere, a Bakana man is there. If we will not be able to live this way, which is the way I came to meet our fathers living, if we cannot live like that, then we cannot blame anybody for what we may see as our misfortune in the future. Berinapo, Berianapo, Adugare Naba. Beripuntapo, Adugare Nabia. Ibie Belemapo, Adugare Nabia. Krakrae Belemapo, Adugare Nabia. This message is, this particular aspect of it is for Calabari people. Because it is a shame and most of the time an embarrassment when even in Abonema as a community, we cannot agree on what is in the best interest of the community from Owusara down to Mission. We cannot agree on what is in the best interest of the collective Iemoni people. It's a shame. Every other people are moving on. It is only Calabari people, it is only Abonema people that have allowed politics to cloud their thinking. We think not as Calabari people, we think not as Inyemoni people, we think not as Buguma people, not as Bakana people, not as Tombia people, not as Kola people, not as we think as APC and PDP people. It is a shame. I will never think as a PDP person. I will never think as an APC person or any other political party for that matter. Because in reverse, actually, politicians and politics should bow to us because they need our vote to be where they are, even if they are from Abonema. But you will see, in politics, when one person is needed, what you will see is 20 people. When it's only one person that is going to be chosen, people who are listening to me now, especially if you're a Calabari person, especially if you're a politician, and especially if you're from River State, you understand what I'm saying. Where one person is needed, 20 people will come out. How smart is that? How smart is that? Even if the 20 people come, by the time you split whatever it is amongst the 20 people, how will we emerge in anything, in any platform? How will we emerge? We are in a government today that the deputy governor is a Calabari woman. The secretary to government is a Calabari son. And yet, we cannot see a way in which we can make use or see this thing as something that is futuristic. Instead, one person from the one community will say, why is it not in my community? Another person from the other community will say, why is it not in my community? While you're arguing like that, the thing has walked away. Tomorrow now you will say, Annkio does not support this, Annkio does not support that. I will only support what will work for my people. Even if it's my first son that is involved, my brother, my uncle, my grandfather, my father that is involved, I will only support what will be in the interest of our collective good. That is who I am, and that is who I will remain.